like you need to show the passing game? I know you have with the passing game. I mean, you've had conditions and.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully it's not raining, as hard as it was last week. Obviously whatever we got to do to win the ball game and play well. I think they're obviously the second half provided some dynamics for us with the weather. I know third quarter I get on the phone with Adrian and he's like, Coach, he goes, the ball's never been this heavy for me. It was just full of water, but our guys battled through it and obviously it hasn't been a pick one way or the other of saying, hey, this week we got to do this or not or whatever. It's just kind of the game flow and how it's been, and we're ready and excited to obviously throw it around when we need to, and that part of the game. So
Tulane's taking care of business 2 weeks in a row, but can you learn much from those games?
Two hard games to watch, as far as film study, and they've been able to be pretty vanilla in things, but Coach Fritz and their whole staff, they do a really nice job. They're well coached, they're fundamental, and then they're going to do what they do and have done for a little bit. So, it's going to be a good test for us.
We saw a lot of Ben Sinnott in the slot. How much are you just experimenting with these first couple of games and trying out different moving parts?
Yeah, we're very love working with our guys, and we have a lot of smart football players. They're allowing us to do and put some people in different places and different personnel groups, that they can put pressure on people, and Ben's one of those guys, and being able to be multiple and move guys around is one of our strengths.
You talked a little bit about the weather against Missouri, but that first drive there wasn't any rain, and Adrian threw for more yards than he did against South Dakota. Is that kind of how you anticipate the game looking against Tulane?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, we can throw the football. We got great receivers. We got a good quarterback. I've been very pleased with his decision making, and he definitely, is processing the game at a really high clip and protecting us in certain runs, protecting some passes that he's checked out of because of certain pressure looks that he's seen, and is taking the game as it comes. So, it's not something that I want to force, but I think it'll be a more natural flow, hopefully, as we move forward.
You threw out a trick play there of Cade almost getting to throw the ball. Was the anticipation that the backside safety might not be as disciplined as he actually showed?
He did a nice job. He got us, and Cade saved me on that one. I owe him lunch, so.
Coach was pretty disappointed. He did not get to throw it. Were you really looking forward to the gadget play if it had worked out?
We had a decent look for it, on tape, and backside corner wasn't over as much as we had thought, and down in a short yardage situation in the red zone. We got it. It all had kind of come together, for us of knowing when we wanted to do it and where we wanted to do it, and Cade studies his butt off and knew exactly who it was that we needed to influence, and credit to them, they covered it, and he still got us first down, so no worries there.
Coach, obviously Adrian comes to K-State with a rough history of turnovers, interceptions, fumbles. How did you go about trying to work those things out of his game since the spring, really?
Well, first of all, and it's something that we talk about, and I tell all my guys, you can't play quarterback afraid to make a mistake, thinking, hey, I can't turn this over. You play tense, you second guess yourself, you then see ghosts at times, and all those things. So you got to take the game as it comes. You got to understand schematically what we're trying to accomplish based on what defensive look they end up giving us, and don't feel like we have to do anything. You never have to make the throw. Take it as it comes. When you see it, react and pull the trigger. And he's done a great job of that, and something that we just got to keep moving forward and keep getting better. I think offensively he's made a lot of big plays for us, and we've left some plays out there at times, but there's a lot ahead of this group. And just working to get better is something I'm excited about.
Can you explain what areas he's really grown in that turnover prevention kind of space of his game since getting to Kansas State?
I think he's been patient. He's been phenomenal for me that way, is understanding. I mean, he's up here watching tape all the time, so he prepares very hard. He understands the look, we're going to get 60% of the time, 30% of the time, and then the curveball that you don't know if you'll see it or not. And so he categorizes that, he understands it, and again, he's doing a great job.
Will Howard's kind of in a unique situation where he's not necessarily the backup every week, even though he's listed as the backup. How's he preparing for each game, knowing that he might not be needed unless something weird happens?
Will's an unbelievable young man, top to bottom, and he's completely unselfish. It's always team first with him. It has been since he's been here. He's extremely hardworking, extremely cerebral. One of the smartest kids I've ever been around and ever coached, for sure, at any position. And he, I think he gets it. I think he understands that. We're trying to do what's best for him as well. In a situation, and I know it's difficult, but he's done a great job of coming to work every day and hasn't changed his approach at all.
When you go back and look at that Missouri game, Coach Kleiman talked about how hard it was to rotate guys because of the rain and them staying on the sideline and how cold it was. Is that something that you guys were talking about during the game, or did it just kind of happen like that?
It's something that in any game, especially if you get a extended period of time, whether it's a long drive on one side and then a special team score or something like that, that creates a longer rest time in between, trying to make sure that you're staying dry, staying loose, getting snaps or whatever it happens to be ready to go. Because that's from a player, and then even now as a coach's part, that's a little bit out of your control, right? Hey, when we're on the field, we got to go, we got to be sharp, be ready, and however and whenever that happens, you just kind of got to not think about anything else and focus on what you can control.
You mentioned Adrian Martinez's patience has been an asset. How difficult is it for you to be patient when you're kind of feel handcuffed probably a little bit by the conditions and stuff like that?
Again, it's about, I think for all of us, myself, them, it's about accomplishing the mission, and we've been fortunate to play well enough to do that the first 2 weeks. My message to them and us as an offense, my position group as the quarterbacks is, hey, we got to be the best we can be and take what they give us, and that's been our focus. It's been about us. It's been about getting better, and I know we got a lot more in us in a lot of areas, and that's the exciting part. And our guys have embraced that, and it's not. I'm not overly anxious or one way or the other. Just again enjoying that process of getting better, learning, improving at every position. It's been a lot of fun.
What can you say about what Deuce has been able to do the first 2 games?
Deuce is Deuce. I'm not surprised. Not one bit. I mean, he's top shelf in every area. I mean, it's you see his notebook from the week of him watching tape on his own, and it's darn near a novel. I mean, truly, it's just he's special. Totally unselfish too. I mean, you watch. I mean, he sprung 2 touchdowns just by his blocking. And if that's what he's called to do on that play, and so it's honor to coach him, honor that he's on our team and a Wildcat. So
how much does it facilitate your playmaking, your play calling abilities, given Adrian's 5th-year status and his play fake abilities?
Oh, I think our again, just try to put as much pressure on people in as many ways as we possibly can, and that's obviously with 22. It's with play action pass, and then obviously with Adrian's ability to run as well, and always just trying to find the best mix of all 3 and what gives us the best chance with the lowest percentage of risk, and obviously execute and play clean and eliminate self-inflicted wounds.
You never got to wear special uniforms under Coach Snyder. Would you have liked to, like they are this week?
Of course it would have been cool, but at the same time, hey, we have a mission and a lot to do on the field, and that's what matters.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.